Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead. I am Barbara. Thank you for stopping by my channel today. Today is all about protection and fertilization. So protection meaning I'm going to focus today on mulching. And then from a fertilization standpoint, it's time for me to fertilize. I haven't done it in like maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I try to do it, in the summertime. I was trying to fertilize once a week. As the temperatures have gotten cooler and I'm not watering nearly as much, trying to stay on somewhat of a normal schedule. Let's just say every, 2 or 3 weeks or so. So today I'm going to give everything a good boost of fertilization. And then we're going to start mulching all of the rows in the high tunnel. And I'll talk to you a little bit about that and about why I'm doing it and how we're going to get it done. You saw me start off in the back of the house, just doing some basic watering. I do need to fertilize back there too, now that I think about it. Sometimes the back of the house can be like the garden stepchild because it doesn't get nearly as much love as the high tunnel. I guess because it's just bigger. But anyway, you also saw that I had some house plants outside that I was watering. I have taken in the lemon and lime tree and I have it in the sunroom because it's just getting too cold in the tunnel at night. So they've been in the sunroom for like an hour or so. I also took in some basil, trying to keep it alive. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. So you saw me just kind of watering that and letting it get a little sunshine today. It's overcast today. It's not, the sun is not brightly shining. It rained or drizzled a little bit this morning. And it's kind of just cloudy / I want to be clear. Like it's not completely cloudy, but it's not completely clear either. That's what we're dealing with today. But it's a mild temperature, so we're going to get some stuff done, and we're just thankful that it's not raining. So first thing I'm going to do is get my pump sprayer. I've already put the fish emulsion in there. That's what I'm using to fertilize with today is some fish emulsion. I'm going to add water to my sprayer, and then we're going to start in the outside garden. Okay, y'all, as you can see, I'm using this, not my sprayer. I just had to give up on that thing. It's not working. When I go back in the hot tub, I'm going to show you what I have. Y'all had suggested that I get like a sprayer because y'all saw me doing this a lot. And y'all was like, get you like a pump sprayer. So I did. I bought one from Home Depot. And the first time I used it with some insect frass or whatever, and I think the granules were too thick for them to come through, so it didn't work well. So I'm like, okay, that's the insect frass. Then I did it again with something else and it worked okay. This time I put the fish emulsion in there, which is not that thick at all. I mean, it's thicker than water, but it should still come out, and I just cannot get it to come out. It's like I'm pumping it, it's bubbling, but it ain't doing nothing. I just got frustrated, and so I just poured out the mixture and put it in my old trusty watering can. But this is the reason why I never can fertilize anything, like all of it on the same day, because it just takes too long. So I kind of just break it up in sections. Somebody give me a recommendation for something great that is going to work. I've heard there's some backpack sprayers. I don't have one of those. Maybe I got the wrong kind of pump sprayer. I don't know. Let me show you what I have. Okay, this is the pump sprayer that I have. Y'all can see that has a pump. I think it's a 1 gallon sprayer, has a little thing. It's doing a whole lot of nothing. A whole lot of nothing. Y'all give me a suggestion for something better. Or what could I be doing wrong? I have the solution in here. I fill it up to the max line. I pump it. I press the little sprayer. Nothing comes out. I've adjusted the nozzle. My husband's busy doing some other stuff, so I'm gonna get him to take a look at it and see if it's operator error, but I don't think so. I think this is just wasting my money. But there has to be something better, because I know I'm not the only one with this size garden, and you can't be going out there with no 2 gallon buckets. Y'all help. Help me, help me, help me. Okay, so I'm clearly not gonna fertilize everything today because I'm gonna get tired of filling up. But I did do the outside garden, except a little bit of a row. I'm gonna commit myself to filling up 2-3 more times and do some of the stuff in here, and then I'll do the rest as the week goes on. Okay, y'all, we're gonna put this down. I did all 3 rows of the greens and the kale, the part that I was showing you. I did all 3 rows, and that was, I think, 6 or 7 trips, like 2 trips for each row. I have 8 beds and 2 more rows, so, well, 10 beds. I'm gonna do the rest throughout the week, which is what I normally do anyway. Today I was thinking, oh, you know, I'm gonna use my pump sprayer. I'm gonna get this done, because I never get it all done in one day, just because I wear out and I'm like, I got other stuff to be doing. Not that this is not important, it is important, but it's just better for me to just kind of space it throughout the week. So I'll be doing this all week, and I'm glad I documented so I know I got all that side done. Now it's just to do the other sides. So let's move on to the next project, which is laying some mulch down. And I think I did on another video, I talked to you about the free wood chips. I did a video on that. And so that's what I'm using today, are the free wood chips. My husband filled up the wheelbarrow for me with tons of wood chips, so that we're gonna go through and mulch these 3 rows, see how far we get, and try to mulch as much as we can. So that's gonna be the plan next. That's what we're going to do. And let me talk a little bit about why I'm mulching. And so you want to protect your soil. You don't want to leave your soil bare. But the mulch almost acts like an insulation in the summer and in the winter. So in the summer, it's going to help keep your plants cool. In the winter, it's going to help keep them warm, right? Then, of course, the wood chips are going to compost or break down into the soil, and it's giving your soil organic matter, right? So remember, you know, a lot of times we talk about feeding our plants, and we really should be feeding our soil, right? We're feeding the soil, because healthy soil is going to equal healthy plants. So that's one of the things why I've been trying to fertilize, is I'm trying to feed the soil, which in turn will help feed my plants. The healthier the soil is, the healthier my plants will be. And of course, you know, adding that organic matter, the wood chips, the mulch, you could obviously use straw, you could use hay, whatever works, whatever you have, but that's going to break down and add more organic matter to your soil, which is better for that whole microbiome and the whole soil thing going on. So that's what we're going to get started doing today. When I say it's going to be slow, now if my husband was here, he probably could just, you know, push this wheelbarrow and start dumping out. We kind of work together as a team, but he's working on some other stuff on the homestead, so it's gonna be me, so it's gonna be a little bit slower. That's why I appreciate my husband, but we're gonna get it done. So let's get going. Okay, so this is the big wheelbarrow of wood chips. It's pretty heavy, so I don't have the strength of my husband. I can't even pretend. So it's really not gonna be advantageous for me to try to roll this and kind of dump out. So what I've been doing until I can get it low is I just got a bucket. I know it's not the most efficient, I know it's not the quickest, but it is the way that I can get it done until I can get it lower, or until he can come and help me. So I've just been stuck in this, and this shovel is so huge, it's hard for me to maneuver. But I just been filling them up like that, and then I just go dump them, and then I just come back and get some more. But it's so full to the top that it's hard for me to maneuver. But once I get it down a little bit lower, it'll be easier. Half of our chips are gone. Y'all saw that this was full up to the top, but now at least probably more than half of it is gone. I'm tired, but we have all those 3 rows on the left hand side are done. I'm gonna try to keep going and do maybe a row on the right hand side and see how far that gets me. And then I probably only have like 20-30 more minutes of daylight, so I still need to water, and I want to put the beets out that we grew from the seedlings. So let me see how much I can get done on this last row and catch my breath and we'll go from there. I had to sit down, catch my breath. I have made so many trips back and forth, and out of all the days, I don't have on my watch, so I'm not even getting my steps. Man, because I would love to know how many steps I had. So I decided to sit down and grab me some water. I don't know where my water is. I can see the finish line. I can see the finish line. So I only have a row and a half left to go. So I will definitely get that done. If not today, then definitely by tomorrow. But I'm losing daylight here shortly, and so I don't want to film y'all in the dark. Y'all know how I do. So I decided I would go ahead and end this video. Another thing that I did mention about the mulch, what it also does is help to suppress weeds as well. So you guys let me know in the comments, what do you use? Do you normally mulch? And if so, what do you use? Do you use wood chips? Do you use straw? Do you use hay? Do you use pine shavings? Let me know in the comments. I'm just curious to see what other people do and what success they have with it. So that feels like a good project to be, you know, semi-complete, so to speak. Because the black paper, like I said, the black paper that we have in the high tunnels when we first set up the high tunnel 2 years ago, and again, not knowing, you know, as much as we know now and still trying to learn, but that wasn't a good quality black paper. So it's thin and it's tearing as soon as you pull it up, versus what we did in the outside garden this past summer. You're not tearing that up with your hands. You just not. So you get what you pay for, right? Because of course what we put in the outside garden is much more expensive. But I mean, when I say do it one time, it's going to last. I think it said it can last up to 5 years, which is great. Versus what we put here, it was not that much less. But it's already tearing up, and it's been, you know, 2 years. So you get what you pay for. And you live and you learn. So I think it looks better with the mulch. And it'll be a great protectant. One thing that can happen when you leave your soil bare and you don't mulch it and you don't cover it, is that your plants can bolt quicker, especially when the seasons are changing from like that winter to spring, and you start to have, you know, high temperatures in the daytime, especially in a high tunnel, because it's always hotter in the high tunnel than it is outside. Your plants can bolt much quicker. And so again, there's so many, you know, good benefits of mulching. You can Google it, you know, you don't have to just listen to me, you can Google it yourself. But there's so many benefits of mulching. And so this is something that I didn't do in the beginning. So again, with each season, I'm learning more and implementing more, and I can see the fruit of my labor and the results. I was going back looking at some of my videos from this time last year, trying to just kind of remember where I planted what stuff, or, you know, kind of how it was doing in October. Y'all, it's a vast difference, at least to me. You know, when I go back and I look at my video from a year ago and how my plants look. Now, my video, I was like, oh, these are doing good. And they were doing good. But I feel like my stuff is looking better than it did last year. Okay? That's my opinion. That's my opinion. So I say all that to say is that as you learn, you implement more. You find out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And so I encourage you as a gardener, make sure that you experiment, make sure that you explore. Don't just take somebody's word for, oh, you know, that won't grow in your zone, or, oh, that's not a such and such. You know, there are some rules, so to speak, when it comes to gardening. Obviously, there's, you know, things that's only going to grow at a certain time of year, depending on what zone you're in. But be okay with pushing the limits. It's your garden. It is your garden. Do you, right? Push the limits in your garden, so that way you know, not what you read, not what you saw, but you know what works for your garden. So again, and you guys have seen me on my journey, slowly but surely, like, I'll push the limits. I will explore. I will experiment. The book may say this, but let me just try, because what do I have to lose? Some seeds, right? Okay, that's enough of that. thank you guys so much for coming along with me today. It may not seem like much, and I know that sometimes the gardening task can feel maybe mundane or, oh, you know, is this really going to help? Just keep going, right? Fertilize, you know, protect your stuff. You know, it's an investment. You're growing food for your family, right? And so you want the best quality food that you can provide for your family. So if that means that you fertilize, if that means that you mulch, if that means that you know, are cultivating, that you're weeding, whatever it is, do it. Do it, do it, do it. I want to encourage you. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. If you like what you're seeing and you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe, hit the bell so that you know when I am uploading a new video, and I will pop some up here for you to look at between now and the next upload. Remember, gardening is a journey. Let's grow together. See you next time, friends.